Hi everybody, welcome to this reading about new opportunities coming your way, what is currently shaping up in your life, what's coming. So we're gonna dive into that. And now you just have to pick your pile. You have pile 1 here, pile 2, pile 3. There are different ways to choose. You can go ahead and pick with the charms that are right above the piles. So for pile 1 we have that little heart with a lock, so that's pile 1. For pile 2 we have the clock or the alarm clock here. For pile 3 we have the star. So there you go, you can choose visually, or there are different ways that you can do this. Again, you can hover your hand on each pile, and if it tingles or if you feel like a warm sensation, you can do that on your screen. Then you know that that's the pile for you when it tingles or it's warm. And there's also asking yourself internally whether it's pile 1 mine, and if you hear a clear yes, then you know that it's pile 1. You can do this internal question for each pile and see which one is a clear yes, and then you can pick that one. So there are different ways to choose. You can go ahead and choose the way that you prefer. It's all up to you, whatever you're attracted to, basically. So let's dive in. Just go into the description box to find out what the timestamp is for your reading once you've chosen a pile, and you can just skip and go directly to your reading. So I'll see you soon. Okay, welcome back, pile 1. This is going to be your reading. I'm just going to put that charm out of the way for now, and we're going to flip those cards for you. So I'm going to dive into the cards in a moment. Just want to make sure that you guys can see the cards. All right. So what's going on for you? There's something about House 6 currently. House 6 is all about establishing, a routine, your foundations, anything to do with health too, and really what it is about is really daily life. So how you organize yourself on the daily, what your routines are, the practical details of that too. That's something perhaps that's, an area that is of importance to you right now. And there's also Libra in connection to that House 6, which is all about balance, about fairness, about harmony. And so perhaps there's a need, you need to look at your routines a little more. Perhaps something's out of whack in terms of your daily life, what you need to do to take care of yourself. For example, if you're not, exercising, eating well, meditating, things like that, it can really affect your energy level and your vitality and your creative energy. So perhaps there's something to look at, even your health, right? So there might be a need in terms of like bringing more balance into your routines, into your daily life, is what's currently happening. And what we have here is the new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. So again, it might have something to do with, your home, which is where, we spend most of our time in. And so really linked to that daily life, to the routines that we have. So there's a need for balance there. And there's definitely more caring coming in, more nurturing. So perhaps you need to, take care of yourself more, that your loved ones will be okay if you spend that energy ensuring that you're in shape, that you're, establishing a solid foundation for yourself in terms of your health, in terms of your routines, in terms of really the daily flow of your life. So this is what I'm seeing for you. then let's move on to the tarot portion of this reading. So you're finding yourself at the end of a cycle right now, and it's closing. So you're already at the stage where something is closing. And there's this new energy of, with the Hanged Man here, of a rebirth. Okay, following that closure, following whatever needs to drop away, there's that kind of like a pause. Okay, a well like needed pause before a rebirth. And I see that it's a pause like from conflict, from loss, from feeling hopeless, helpless, that sort of like energy. So that's dropping away in order for rebirth to occur. So you're closing that, whatever, painful ending or a pain that you've experienced. So I don't know if something happened with your health, but if it did, then you're out of that, or you will be very shortly. And there is a rebirth. Okay, there's a period of pause before maybe, but that's just to gather your energy for that rebirth. You're just closing that chapter right now. So you definitely, want that balance and to take care of yourself. And here we also have the Knight of Wands, which is all about flow, fire, intuition, and that type of movement. So you'll be, through this closing, through taking care of yourself, you will find your flow again, or a new state of being, because we are also talking about a potential rebirth here. So you might, be more connected to your own intuition, find more flow, creativity, the creative life force, that energy. Maybe your daily life, right now doesn't feel as flowy as you'd like it to be, but it will. So already, when you will be in that pause, you'll sense that flow coming, and you can already infuse yourself with that energy. Like, know that this is coming, a pure state of like flow, of intuition, of energy, vitality, that's coming in. So just keep that in mind while you're in that state of pause, while you're taking care of yourself, finding balance in your routines in your daily life. Make sure to remember that that energy is coming in, keep it in your heart. And let's shuffle more cards to get a bit more information for you, pile one. Just give me a second. All right. So let's just clarify for this, what's shaping up in your life currently. What are the new opportunities? What is shaping up for pile one? Okay, I think we have two cards. We're gonna take those. Okay, we have beginnings and we have comfort. And again, like a scene where there's like a baby, a dog at home with the fireplace all lit up in the background. So very reminiscent of that Cancerian energy here. The home life again, the harmony. So there's that need to establish something comfortable for yourself. Like your routine, I think, needs to be more about how you can nurture yourself, how you can care for yourself in terms of your comfort. So make sure that, your surroundings are, for example, just like the bed you sleep in, make sure, your pillow is comfortable when you rest. Little details, if you're sitting down working, at your desk or whatever, and the chair is uncomfortable, maybe buy a new chair or look into like adding a pillow or something. Like, make things a little more comfortable for yourself in that way. It doesn't need to be like this kind of practical little things, but I think it is. because house 6 does deal with like those practical details, right? But really anything that makes you feel like more at home, more comfortable in your daily life, in your routines, will be really of great help and necessary. And also we have beginnings. So there's, yeah, like we said, there's an ending. Something, old is just dropping away, something that you've had to face, a loss, or, that you've experienced as a loss, right? But really what's coming in is that flow, is that newness, is that really that energy of new beginnings. Like it's very similar here, I would say. The energy of the Knight of Wands and that fire, that sun in the background here that we have with like, I don't know, shimmers and sparkles and glimmers and the whole cosmos here and staircases. So I feel like there's a lot of new energy coming in. Very different from, the 10 of Swords and 5 of Swords energy here that we have. And I think that, when you'll take that break, a pause from closing that chapter and moving on to your next chapter, like this is what's happening. This is what's coming your way right now. You're closing a chapter and you're moving into something new, into something that flows a lot more, that's a lot more intuitive, that's a lot more energetic, and infused with vitality for you. So that's really what's happening. Keep that in mind. Let's see. Let's get you more cards. Let me see here. I have this deck that I want to use. So for pile 1, please. So another clarifier for pile 1. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about this new opportunity coming for pile 1? Okay, we have Sanctuary. So this does fit in very much. It's really the energy of like the Hanged Man. I don't know if you guys can see that card, so I'm just going to put it here. So it's really the energy of the Hanged Man, of really taking like a break, of going within and really taking a pause. Like this is not so much about reflecting, and like using your mind and overthinking and all that stuff. It really isn't. It's more like the energy of like the Hanged Man, like just pause. There's a break here that's needed, and there's like, but that break is also comfort. Like it needs to be comfortable, right? That's coming in for you, that break. Maybe you're not expecting it. Maybe right now you're more in the energy of like conflict or a bit of a loss kind of vibe, but that break is coming. Infuse it with comfort. Infuse your life with comfort, your daily life. Make those, practical little tweaks. They will really help you. Okay, they will really lead you to that new beginning. Just make sure that you're making things comfortable for you, for yourself, is basically what I'm seeing here. So we have a confirmation. I'm going to take another card here. We have a bunch of decks that I want to use for you today. So new opportunities coming your way. Let's get more information on that. Okay. Ooh, we have alignment. So that's a very pretty card. The energy is really nice. Yeah, I feel like you're really, going to find more balance. It goes really with like the Libra card here as well. So there's obviously that need for balance within whatever you're going through. There's probably a need to attend to those practical details of your daily life, of your routine. Following the break that you'll have, that kind of like going inwards, finding comfort, taking that break from all the sense of like loss or whatever you're going through, And there's this new sense of alignment that will come from, taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself, being comfortable and all that. And so you'll find alignment through it, right? That you can apply to your life in general after that experience that you're going through, or after that just period of life that you're going through. You'll find like perhaps a new way to integrate balance into your life, into your daily life, for your own good and for, for your future. So that's really positive that card is coming out as well. I have 2 more decks. So hang in there. Again, new opportunities coming your way. All right, your way. Pile 1, I can't pronounce right now. Okay, let's see. More information for pile 1 for this new beginning. Oh, there you go. Okay. We have sanctity. Through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. Okay. So I think it's kind of like taking a higher perspective in terms of whatever's occurring for you is occurring for you, not to you. Kind of like having that perspective, right? So whatever you're going through right now, I feel like it's going to help you for your future as well, in terms of alignment, in terms of finding like really how comfortable you can make yourself, how much you can nurture yourself through anything, and really rebirth, help yourself rebirth. There's this sense of growth, of growing, of accepting things from a higher standpoint, like that it would be applicable for your overall well-being. So I really sense that for you. And we're going to take the last deck, this little mini Secret Garden deck, and final words from Spirit in terms of the new opportunities coming your way. Let's see what guidance we get for pile 1. Okay. There's forgiveness and hidden depth. I'm not sure that you guys can see those cards, so I'm just going to put them closer. So perhaps something happened that has to do with your routines and home life that needs forgiveness. Perhaps you need to forgive yourself. Here, the line says, a crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. So, regardless of whatever occurred, you are safe being you. Right? Like, that doesn't change. Whatever chaos is happening on the outer planes, it doesn't need to change you. You don't need to hide. You don't need to protect yourself, really. You can just be you. Your light is, beautiful. So don't let anything dim it, right? You can forgive. And by forgiving, you can give yourself the freedom to be yourself. Because when we hang on to like resentment and things like that, it's a lot harder. The energy is just tied up in like negativity and in like kind of like blame and unhappiness, and perhaps even like hiding some parts of ourselves, or feeling like, somebody wronged us, and that kind of like colors the way that we approach the world after. you know, even if it's like small things, sometimes they can still affect how we, you know, how we are in the world, just because our energy is a bit like affected, right? So that's just normal stuff. But, you know, being so forgiving is really a step in the direction of like really finding comfort for yourself, you know, like within yourself. So it's really important to view forgiveness as something that you're giving yourself, not necessarily another person or situation. Because really with forgiveness comes great freedom, the freedom to choose to be you no matter what comes your way. And so I feel like this is coming from you, and I think you're perhaps learning this right now, and you're coming into alignment. And here it says, hidden depth, you only see the surface, look beyond. So really, it's like I've said before, perhaps right now you're like in the gist of it. So in closing a chapter, you can't perhaps see that there's a break coming, that there's a rebirth coming, that there's this energy, this beautiful flow of vitality coming your way and new beginnings. Okay? So it's asking you to look beyond whatever is occurring or whatever, you know, you're experiencing right now, to look beyond that. Okay? So keep that in mind, that new things are coming your way. And perhaps even situations, you know, when people, I don't know like how that ties in, but if somebody's wronged you, sometimes it takes a while to kind of see a different perspective, to gain a different perspective. And it is possible, even like in situations where you think, you know, you're set, like this person did that and like that's unacceptable, but there's always like another layer to peel. There's always something that you uncover about yourself or about others, to improve your relationships, to shed, you know, those ego layers that sometimes are in the way. But really for you right now, what's important is delve into comfort, find comfort in your daily life, make it a priority. Know that a break is coming. You are coming into alignment. You are closing out a chapter to begin a great new one, and with a lot of vitality, so, and a lot of growth. And it's kind of like, it's not just something that's, you know, for now. It's something that will, you know, has repercussion for your future, in terms of perhaps how you learn to organize yourself, how you learn to balance your priorities in your life for the future as well. So this is what I have for you, Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to, you know, comment, like, subscribe. Yeah, send me good vibes. Love you guys. Take care. Bye. Welcome, Pile 2. This is your reading. I'm going to flip your cards and put the charm out of the way for now. So I'm just flipping the cards and we'll start the reading. Okay, so we have the trine aspect, which is a very positive aspect. In astrology, it says angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. So there's something in your life that is in perfect harmony, that will be infused with perfect flow, with angelic support, and that has to do with the planet Jupiter, which is all about growth and expansion. And it is also about, it also is related to luck. So something very lucky, something to do with growth, something to do with expansion. And here we have, your dreams need a practical plan, full moon and Taurus. So what I'm sensing is, there is this, right now, this opportunity, because Jupiter is also about seizing, you know, perfectly timed opportunities and lucky ones at that. Okay, so there's this luck aspect, this growth, this opportunity for expansion, that's in perfect flow with your dreams needing a practical plan. So that might mean that right now is a perfect time to really hone in your vision on, it might be career related, on finances, and really kind of like delving into actions. And perhaps you're doing this right now, but this is the perfect timing to be doing that. And this is a confirmation of that. So move into practicality, into action steps in order to make your dreams come true, in order to see your vision through. All right. And right now I feel like, yeah, it is the perfect time for it. It's the perfect, it's in harmony for you to happen, for that growth to happen, definitely. We're seeing that. Here with the tarot cards, we have the Two of Cups, which deals with love, with partnerships. That might be an area that's affected. So perhaps it's in the area of, partnerships. We have here competition, the Five of Wands, which is all about, competition, conflict. Next to the Two of Cups. So it might be that you're headed, maybe your vision doesn't really, match. If you have a partner, maybe you're on differing kind of life paths. That's possible. And so it feels a bit like, there's this sense of like arguments or something here. But it doesn't necessarily have to mean that. It could also mean that your vision of a partner perhaps is in opposition, let's say, with the type of life or lifestyle that you're looking at, or maybe the type of partners that you're choosing are not kind of like matching your energy at some level, right? So there's different ways to read this, but that's taking away your energy a little bit. I feel like you're somebody that has a lot of energy, a lot to give. You have a lot of life, a lot of light within you. And I think that this is telling you to stay in your light, stay in that energy of light, despite what you're attracting in your life. Like if you're attracting partners or situations or arguments, or people that don't really mesh with that vision, with your dreams and what you're trying to accomplish, stay in your light, okay? You're like the sun, basically. You have that energy. And here we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is a really slow-moving knight, all about, prosperity through investing, really slow-moving, and kind of like slow and steady wins the race here. So don't get reactive through arguments or through not seeing your dreams happening right this second. Like, they are growing, you are expanding. It is a perfect time for your dreams to have actionable steps. And also the Taurus as a sign is also very practical, very determined also, so very stubborn. So be very stubborn about your dreams. Make sure that you have a practical plan for them, or put that plan in place. And really, it doesn't have to be perfect at all. It just needs to be, through progress, you find perfection. And I think the Knight of Pentacles really attests to that too. So starting things and moving slowly and seeing how things evolve and making tweaks and changes and continuing with, that practicality, kind of like that practical approach. So I'm really seeing that. And through that, you will attract, if you're trying to attract a partner, you will find that union. You will find that partner that will mesh more with, your vision, your dreams, your lifestyle, if that's not the case right now. And if you are in partnerships, then just make sure, like whether you're in a partnership or not, make sure to place your energy in whatever is kind of like long-term, whatever will, benefit your dreams, will benefit your future and what you're aiming for. So this is the message from these cards. I will take other decks to further clarify the message that we have here today for you, pile 2. So for pile 2, we need more information, please, for those new opportunities coming their way. Okay. We have the equator to make equal. So that's kind of reminding me of the Two of Cups a little bit. For some of you, it's clearly something to do with partnerships. Probably more to do with love partnerships, even though Taurus can be very like about, you know, finances, career also related. We have a sense of balance here, kind of a bit of a Venus vibe, which is Taurus's planet. Yeah, so perhaps there's tension between two different aspects of your life, perhaps your love life and perhaps your career. But there's room for growth, like, because we have a very positive aspect at first, right? We have a trine between your growth and expansion and your dreams kind of needing a practical plan, or your dreams being able to see your dreams happen through actionable steps. So you have that potential right now to really grow through that. And so make sure your energy is there, right? And if your relationships are taking energy away rather than being like fulfilling, don't place all your energy there. Try to balance it out, right? If like you really, really want like a nice partnership, or you're really looking to have like a new lover or attract like, yeah, a new partnership or whatever, but it's not making you happy, you know what I mean? Like it's not, you're not doing it with a lot of joy. You're kind of like more like in a scarcity mindset rather than like an abundance mindset. Then try to like balance out your energy, like put it where your energy wants to go. If it wants to go more towards the career aspect or towards like whatever dreams you have, like put that energy there. Make sure that it's positive. Make sure that you're channeling that energy through where it wants to grow and expand. Okay, so balance it out. Don't stay in one too long, don't stay in the other too long. Just try to make things like as equal as possible. Yeah, is what I'm sensing. So let's clarify further. Let me pull another deck. Right here. So for group 2, more information on what's unfolding for group 2. And I'm also just getting the sense that perhaps right now your partnerships or relationships are a bit like competitive or argument filled, and perhaps what's coming is something more equal, or you're striving for something more equal, and that's coming in for you. You might just need practical steps to make it happen. So I'm getting that message. And we're going to get more information from this deck for you, pile 2. Okay. I have 2 cards for you. Resolve and commitment. So resolve goes really well with Taurus. So the energy of Taurus. So as we've said, the sign can be very stubborn, but in a good way, not necessarily in a negative way. So very like resolute, strong, steadfast, right? Very much like the Knight of Pentacles, like you know the goal or you have the vision and it's like, okay, I'm slowly moving towards it. There's really that energy of resolve. And then a commitment, so committing to your vision, committing to that, to your growth and expansion. So that can, you know, have to do with partnerships, relationships, because I feel like this is kind of like a little infused with that for some of you. So perhaps committing to that vision, like if there's a partnership that's really not working for you, perhaps moving to building something that you really want, taking the time. So instead of like, dating people that you already know that it's not going to work out, or you're not too, like there's going to be arguments, or you're, already seeing that it's not, the best for you, then just kind of like investing your time into what's worthwhile and taking the time to like building it up, like maybe not also, rushing to end things, and kind of like taking your time, thinking things through, having a practical plan for your visions. But let's see. We'll take a few more decks here to clarify further what the messages are for you, pile 2. So let's see with this deck right here. All right. So for pile 2, more information for this new opportunity. Oh, we have 2 cards again. Okay, you really have like, there's the number 2 that's really kind of like, that's been popping this whole reading. So I feel like it's really, it has to do with partnerships. It has to do with relationships for probably 90% of you guys. Okay. Okay, and we have generosity and transformation. So perhaps, your relationships are really transforming, or are really going to transform. The more energy you put into practical steps to better your situation in terms of your relationships and partnerships, the more you take those practical actions, those practical steps, the more you'll experience a total transformation of whatever they've been so far. So if you have a dream of how, the dream partnership and life that you see that you see yourself having, then this is kind of telling you that it's possible. It is definitely possible, especially with the trine here. It will take a little bit of effort on your part in terms of like being open to that growth and expansion, and to putting that, like really kind of like honoring your vision by taking action steps towards it, right? Dreams without any action plans are just gonna, remain dreams. But you have the opportunity to make those dreams come true. And so it's asking for generosity of spirit on your part. So to be more open, to be perhaps even vulnerable, to see things from perhaps a different standpoint, really honoring, that this is kind of like, this situation is asking for you to really grow and expand beyond it. So it's teaching you perhaps to really stand in that generosity of heart, that openness of heart. Perhaps it's teaching you that for that transformation, for you to feel more committed to that vision of yours, right? And you're fully capable of it. You have the energy for it. You have the light and life force for it. And you have also the ability, if you want, to really like go at it long term, to really go at it, like in terms of like really building it up, like a bull, like the Knight of Pentacles, step by step. Like you really have that in you as well. So there's, perhaps you're transforming, perhaps you weren't always that way, but this is happening for you. Now let's take another deck to clarify. I have a bunch of decks here that I want to use for you, pile 2. Okay. So a bit more information, Spirit, for pile 2, for new opportunities coming their way. Okay. We have 2 cards. Let's see. So we have acceptance. Radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. So perhaps accepting a situation as it is now, right? And that opens the flow to what's waiting to come in for you, for your abundance. So the more kind of like we're in the energy of negativity, the less we're open to what's new, what's blooming, a higher perspective, all that stuff, right? So be open to life, basically, by accepting how a situation is right now. Maybe it's not the ideal, maybe it doesn't jazz with like your vision, right? But accept it, because you're moving forward, right? Like, there's no way around this. You have a dream, you have a vision, and you have the capacity to move beyond it. So accept whatever is occurring right now, and just with that, you will open the door to that transformation that's waiting to come in. Okay, for that divine flow. Here it says, eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others. So to follow the Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. So it's just asking you to trust in your dreams, to trust in that flow, in what nourishes you, in what really feeds that light, that sunlight, that energy within you, that creative life force within you, like what really lights you up in terms of relationships and otherwise, right? In terms of what your dream vision is for your life. Let it take precedence over other things. Like, trust that vision that you have, right? And follow it. Accept that right now might not reflect what that highest vision is, but just start taking small practical steps towards that vision and see how things will absolutely transform for you. And just remember, slow and steady wins the race. So this is a very beautiful message for you, pile 2. I will take the last deck here for last guidance, last words from Spirit for you, pile 2. On this new unfolding, new opportunities in your life. We have play. So make sure that you're making time for play, that you're making time for fun. You know, like while you're building your dream, like while you're working on your dream vision, make sure that you enjoy, that you're connecting to your joy, that you're connecting to what brings you that sense of fun and play and that divine flow. So be more in that energy, right? Be more in that playful, flowy energy rather than like that conflict, argumentative kind of like vibe, right? So the more focus you can put on your visions, your dreams, the more things will start shifting and transforming for you in your life. So that's really the message that I have for you, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Click like and subscribe. Give me some love, send me some love, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye now. All right, hello group 3. This is your reading. I'm just gonna push that charm out of the way, and then we'll start flipping those cards for you and get your reading started. All right, so right off the bat, there's this energy of optimism, exploration, and freedom going on in your life, but there's also an opposition. So there's this point of tension that you're experiencing currently, a sort of like energy of like an imbalance or a power struggle. And what I can tell you is that this is destined to happen for you. So we have the North Node here with the line destined to have. So this opposition is in fact probably helping you step into that optimism, into that sense of freedom, into that sense of exploration. Through this point of tension, through this opposition that is divinely guided for your spiritual awakening, for your spiritual ascension, this is very much tied in with the energy of exploration and freedom, awakening those energies within you and that sense of optimism, which is yours to experience and to have in this lifetime. So this is very much what I'm seeing. We also have new moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. So definitely this is what's happening. Whatever point of tension you're feeling right now is helping you, is teaching you to work through your fears, is teaching you. Sagittarius here with the optimism, exploration, and freedom is also tied with like luck, the energy of luck. I think that through working through your fears, you'll create a lot more of that openness to freedom, to exploration, and to optimism, to be like what your life is made up of, right? So there's really that happening for you. There's this like very much a big sense of growth, a big sense of like learning. There's a lot, like how can you look at that point of tension, which is uncomfortable, not very pleasant. It's never pleasant to work through your fears, but it is so necessary in order to embrace that absolute expansion of your soul. And right now, what can you learn from that point of tension? Like how can you learn from that and see it from that perspective? Because this is what's happening. It is destined to happen to teach you how to step into your optimism, how to step into your exploration, and how to step into absolute freedom. So that's big stuff right here for you, pile number 3. Here with the tarot cards, we have the Queen of Wands. So perhaps what I'm feeling here is that some of the areas affected by this is potentially that your creative like life force is a bit diminished right now. Maybe your focus is out of whack or something like that. But it's awakening, I feel like, your intuition. It's awakening, this opposition is teaching you to realign with that creative force. And I see as an energy that inner work, the Hermit card here, with healing, with that need for working through those shadow aspects that are divinely coming up for you, really teach you, how to really hone in on your intuitive ability. And also, I feel like as a mindset, we have here the King of Pentacles. You'll really see that you have like reliability within you. You have that sense of responsibility, of vision, of generosity that you can really rely upon. You can really work through your fears and become this version of yourself that, perhaps, I don't know if you've never been, but really kind of like own it, basically, right? So here with the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles, I feel like while perhaps right now you're experiencing a loss of like that creative life force, with like trust in like your ability to really trust in your ability to trust yourself through this, to trust yourself to work through your fears. Yeah, you really have to trust yourself, trust that you can work through your fears. Okay, and that you can really pull through whatever point of tension you're at or you're experiencing right now in your life, and that it's really for your own benefit. How can you view this from the perspective of this is absolutely giving you power and strength, like placing you, teaching you to stand in that strength of yours. So let's take more cards to clarify all of this for you, group 3. So let's see. For group 3, for this new unfolding, new opportunities, we have 2 cards. Sorry about that. Just give me a second here. I'm just gonna put this deck away. All right. We have The soul, passion, and expansion, north. This is really, it fits so well with your reading. It's crazy. Loving the energy, loving the cards. So this is really, like I've said, like it's a very much spiritually guided. It's for your spiritual, you know, your soul kind of expansion, right? Soul growth. Working through fears is one of the toughest things to do, but one of the most rewarding things to do, to absolutely shift and transform your life in the direction of freedom, of optimism, and of exploration, which is exactly what we have here. And we have also expansion, which goes like hand in hand with that Sagittarius card we have here. That's really a confirmation as to what is currently happening, that maybe you might be experiencing a lot of tension and opposition, imbalance, a point of tension right now in your life. But just know that through this, the rewards and treasure that you're about to amass are so enormous. You know, this is soul work. This is, you know, awakening of the soul. This is expansion, absolute expansion. So very, very positive cards. Let's have more cards for you. I'm gonna take another deck. Just give me a second here. Okay. So here with another deck. So for group 3, please, more information on this new unfolding, on these new opportunities. Okay, this is a bit too much, a bit too many cards there. Okay, for group 2, more information. Okay, I feel like we might have two. So we have this one, we have clarity here. I'm not sure if I should take that second one. So I'm gonna put it aside. I'm not gonna take that second one because I don't think it wanted to come out. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna shuffle the deck one more time because I feel like maybe another card. Some more information. Wow, there's so many of them. Okay, let's just do this again. More information that wants to come out. All right. We have clarity and faith. And I feel like sometimes they kind of like go hand in hand in terms of like, sometimes it's hard to see clearly, especially when you're in the midst of like fear, of working through fear. It's usually very foggy. You can't really see where you're going. That there's that sense of navigating the unknown. Sorry. So there's potentially that type of feeling, right? But through being able to navigate that type of situation, of being like in the fog and moving through uncharted waters, if you want, there's like, you built like that King of Pentacles energy of like seeing yourself, trusting yourself, of seeing yourself go from point A to point B, of seeing yourself go from fear to like an open heart, or, you know, like kind of like you see that the progress, you see the shift. And so, and also with the Hermit card here, there's clarity coming your way, right? Through creating awareness, through working through your fears, through being willing to do so. So there's definitely clarity that will come through navigating this sort of fog. And faith absolutely goes hand in hand with like faith in your ability to navigate it, right? Faith in your soul, faith in the growth of your soul, and like the potential for you to really expand and grow. It is there. And so the more faith you place in that inner knowing of you transcending whatever situation you're in, whatever fears you have, whatever your ego limitations might be. So just trust and have faith in yourself and in the universe, and clarity will come. right? This is all occurring in order for you to gain that clarity, in order for you to move forward with that confidence and with that optimism and that sense of exploration and freedom. So that is really the message again here. Let's see. So I'm going to take more cards. I have a couple of decks here that I want to use for you. So let's go with this one. So for group 3, more guidance. And okay, we have a card. We have Raven Spirit Truth. So I feel like this is very much tied in with that energy. It kind of reminds me of it, of working through your fears. Ravens and crows, I would say, are kind of like animals that are linked as a totem and animal spirit. They're linked to transformation, to that sense of like magic in the universe, through rebirthing, transforming yourself through sometimes hardships, or little, they can be little obstacles or bigger obstacles, but it's really about being able to step into that new level of being. And Raven is like a great animal spirit or totem to accompany somebody on a journey of leveling up of that at a soul level, basically. So this is positive that it's showing itself here. As you work through your fears, it's acknowledging the truth that comes out. So sometimes it's like opening your eyes to what awareness is bringing you, right? So if you're going through a situation, it's kind of like taking the higher ground in order to be able to see the situation from a higher perspective. So the Hermit can help a lot with that. Really going in and looking at things from an inner perspective, seeing how things can help you grow and transform as a person. And if you see that, you have a part to play in whatever situation is unfolding, accepting it as a truth so that you can move on, so that you can learn from, if you have some sort of like ego reactions to things. We all have triggers, we all have things that come and like, just trigger us into behaviors, into patterns that we have, right? And it's kind of like shedding light on those things. And from that truth, there's like that sense of like the light kind of like lifting the fog so that clarity can occur and expansion. It kind of reminds me of that. It's got that same kind of type of picture in the background of like just expanding. With that truth, you'll actually expand. Even if sometimes the truth can be painful, like you can see, oh, I really had a part to play in this, and I didn't realize that the way I was triggered, whatever, like just certain things might come up that you weren't really aware that you were doing or that you were triggered by, right? And so, but with that truth, maybe you feel a bit of pain or a bit of like being uncomfortable with the truth, but really what it is really opening the doors to expansion. I don't think it's going to be like an unpleasant truth in a way. It's going to be something that just breaks through ego limitations in order for your soul to expand with passion. So this is what I'm seeing for you. Let's take another deck that I have right here. So more information for group 3, please, Spirit. Okay, just 1 second. We have the card of love. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. So it might be that something currently isn't working like you would want it to work. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a career move that you've made, maybe it's a situation, but something is probably not working as you want it to work. But this is absolutely divinely guided. This is for your own good that it's happening in the way that it is happening. And not only that, but also it's teaching you that you don't need to rely on these things in order to experience love, spirituality, and absolute growth and freedom in your life. You do not need that situation to happen the way you want it to happen, the way the ego wants it to happen. You can release all that, because this is actually showing you that you are much more, you are much stronger than that, and you are much more connected to your higher self, to a higher spirit. So whatever it is that the ego is driving you to want or need in your life that's currently like a challenge, you can release it and just know that you have love, you are love, and that, you know, having that thing that you're aiming for and that you don't have, you don't need that. It's okay that it's not happening, because it's really teaching you that you actually don't need that your freedom is yours to have and your joy is yours to have, whether that person, whether that career manifests in your life or not. So this is really what this is teaching you. This is a crazy type of like working through fear. I feel like you're either very spiritually advanced or you will be through this experience. This is not for like the lightweight, is what I mean. So this is not for the lightweight person. This is for somebody that's destined for a very spiritual journey on this earth. You might not know this. You might not really believe in this right now. You might be working through, I'm sensing perhaps a lot of pain for some reason with whatever this situation is. But just know that you're a spiritual being like everybody else, but I feel like you're really meant, I don't know, to really awaken that spiritual aspect of yourself to do great things. You're meant for that spiritual path. It might not feel that way, but this is very much a message for you. And if you're finding it tough right now, take a bit of a break for yourself, right? Give yourself some space. Be kind to yourself through this. This is not, like I said, this is not the path of a lightweight, okay? Spiritually, this is it's going to be very heavy stuff. But the payoff is just gigantic here. So keep it up. Keep it up. Have faith. You are the King of Pentacles. You have that energy within. You're capable of this. This is happening for you. Okay? So I will take this last deck here and ask for last words from Spirit for group 3. Okay, we have one card here. Joy. So yeah, this is again asking that you make time for the little things today. Make time today for joy. Make time every day for joy. There's a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I will post it. I will post it in the description box for you guys because I feel like this is a nice message for you. So make sure to make time for joy in your life right now. That's very much needed. Anything, that takes your mindset away from heavy stuff and places it on things that are light, that are worthwhile, that are beautiful in your life, things that you can be grateful for. Anything to create space for joy in your life, because that's also teaching you that. So know that you have that capacity for joy, for love, for freedom within you, and you can bring that about, and it will come about as well. Just know that. Have faith. Continue the hard work that you're doing. Love is coming your way. Everything is, unfolding perfectly for you. And so keep it up, and have faith. All right, group 3, I hope that was useful for you. Please leave me a comment, click on like and subscribe as well. I want to know if that resonated with you. Send me some good vibes. I send really great vibes your way, a lot of love, and I love you guys. Keep it up. Okay, take care.